Is Lucid a Tesla killer? Or are they gonna run out of cash and crash and burn? You wanna know, is Lucid stock a buy now? On this video, I break it down. I give you a high-level overview about Lucid. I give you some very interesting stats that you're gonna wanna see. We're gonna talk about cash burn. We're gonna look at the valuation. Earnings are next week. I'm also gonna give you the bear case and the bull case, and I'm gonna give you my final verdict, whether or not I think Lucid stock is a buy now. Let's get ready to rumble! All right, guys, do I have your attention? If not, I need your attention. This could be a life-changing opportunity. You're gonna wanna see this one. Lucid Air EV sedan, longest range and fastest charging luxury EV currently on the market. You might be surprised to hear that. Air Dream model. Now, these are expensive. We'll get to it here in a second. The EPA range of up to 520 miles per charge with 300 miles of that deliverable within a 20-minute charge time. That's actually really impressive. Expensive. Starting price, $87,400. That's just the starting price for the Air Pure. That's the base model. There's 4 models. Let's look at the pricing. Okay, so I mentioned starting at $87,400. That's the Air Pure over here on the right. That's their lowest price model on their website. They've got Air Touring here, $107,000 starting. Air Grand Touring is $154,000, and then the Air Dream Edition, $169,000 is the starting price. You can see down here, guys, Motor Trend Car of the Year. I thought that was really impressive. And I'll admit, this is an attractive looking car. If I had $150,000 laying around, I might buy one myself. I like the interior a lot. I think it's really slick. The charging system is great, some really good quality, some good tech. Air Dream Edition's what I would go for personally. I'm probably not in the market for $169,000 starting, but these are really nice cars. So what do you think? You gonna run out and buy a $150,000 Lucid Air? They're pretty sweet looking, but I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. Reservations right now, 30,000. So 30,000 reservations, that's a lot of coin. Sales pipeline, $2.9 billion. Question is, can they actually meet those deliverables? Can they get the capacity, build the cars and deliver them to the customers? So 2.9 billion, that's excluding 100,000 vehicle purchase commitment from Saudi Arabian government. Now that could be the game changer for Lucid. Earnings coming up, guys, next week, August 3rd. Is Lucid stock a buy now? Some of these stats are mind-boggling. You're gonna wanna see these. Last quarter revenue, $57.7 million. That's revenue. Deliveries, only 360 vehicles against guidance for production volume of 12,000 to 14,000 vehicles for the year. They also burning cash. Last quarter cash burn $680 million in one quarter. Their 2022 capital expenditure estimate, $2 billion. Now last quarter when they reported, they had $5.4 billion cash on hand. The wild card here is Saudi Arabia. Let me show you something. So check this out, guys. Lucid secures $3.4 billion in incentives and funding for Saudi Arabian plant. This is government backed. Lucid Group is partnering with Saudi Arabia, signed several agreements for the construction of the EV maker's production factory in the Middle Eastern country. This is key. This is what I want to show you. Up to $3.4 billion over the next 15 years. The funds will allow the EV startup to build and operate its manufacturing facility in Saudi Arabia. Expected to be completed 2025, creates about 4,500 jobs, builds 155,000 electric vehicles per year. Global production capacity, 500,000 EVs annually by mid-decade is what it says here. Last piece here, reaffirmed its commitment to buy 100,000 electric vehicles from Lucid over the next 10 years. 100,000 vehicles from the Saudi Arabian government. So Saudi Arabia could be absolutely huge for Lucid. This could be the game changer. 2023 goal, they want 49,000 vehicles in 2023. Estimate then of $5 to $6 billion. So if you do the math, they've been raising prices slightly. $5 to $6 billion on 49,000 vehicles. That's their goal. Can they reach that goal or not is the question. And then 2024 goal, they want 90,000 vehicles starting to ramp up. Estimated about $10 billion, depending on what the price levels are then. And their goal, Lucid's goal, is to be free cash flow positive by 2025. All right, let's look at some key data, some financial data, some valuation metrics. Before I do that, if this video is helpful, drop me a like and drop me a comment. Comment below, let me know. You think Lucid stock's a buy now or not? Right now, it's trading at $18.62, up 1%. Today is Thursday. Again, we've got earnings next week, guys. You can see the 52-week range on this. 1325 to 5775. And this thing was actually way up here It's come all the way down to earth. It bottomed out here at $13.25. Now, one thing I want to note here really quick, short interest. Right now, it's about 8% short interest. Now, that can make the stock go much lower if the earnings report is bad. It can also do a short squeeze and make the stock go much higher. 8% is not astronomical, but it's a considerable amount, and it's something to consider if you're going to buy shares of the stock. While we're talking, it's fading a little bit. It's still up about 0.78%. It's at $18.57. Now, I want to show you the market cap on this is over $31 billion right now. So $31 billion is the market cap. And again, when you look at the revenue, 2021, $27 million of revenue. Of course, they're expecting to ramp this up, but it is still a story. All right, guys, Lucid Risks. I'm going to give you the bear case first, then I'm going to give you the bull case, and then I'm going to give you my final verdict, whether I think Lucid stock is a buy now before earnings. Before we get into that, if this video has been helpful, please help me out. Return the favor. Drop me a like. Drop me a comment. Share this with a friend. But drop me a comment below. Let me know. Do you guys think that Lucid stock's a buy? Do you own the stock? What are some of the things that I missed? Drop a comment. Let's get a conversation started on this company. Okay, so first risk. They're going to report very soon, August 3rd post-market. That can make the stock pop. It can make the stock drop. I think there's some risk, especially with supply chain, some delivery issues I'm going to get to here in a second. Valuation's over $30 billion. And you saw they're not really delivering a lot of vehicles right now. So you're really paying for a story for future growth, okay? So that is a risk. If that growth doesn't come to fruition, if the story doesn't play out, it's a risk. It's a bit of a gamble. Production capacity. Can they continue to build? And where are they going to get the cash to continue to build production and build more cars? Deliveries. This is really key. They've had stoppages, both confirmed and also rumor. Let me show you something. So check this out. This was just yesterday. Sources. Lucid Motors put stoppage on delivering Lucid Air EVs to customers? Question mark. So this is rumor, guys, but this is a legit blog that covers Lucid. For the past few days, I've heard from several sources, Lucid Motors put a hold on delivering its EV Lucid Air to customers. Lucid Motors has not officially or publicly said anything on this matter. We have emailed Lucid Motors to find out, but I doubt we're going to get anything back. So what could happen on the earnings report next week on August 3rd? They could actually come out and announce this, and it can make the stock crash. It can make the stock go lower. Now that's just, it's a rumor. So it doesn't mean it has to happen, but it's something to at least be aware of as a potential investor. All right, back to risk. Cash burn, of course, is a big risk that we mentioned. Recession. If we go into recession, a company like this that doesn't have earnings, that's not profitable, that's a story stock, it could get absolutely hammered. There's even a risk it could go out of business. We just got GDP report this morning. We're actually down negative 0.9%. So officially that is a recession, but it hasn't been declared quite yet for whatever reason. And then emerging competition. We mentioned Tesla. Can these guys be a Tesla slayer when you think of the higher end models? This is more of a luxury vehicle, but what about the Plaid? You know, what about emerging competition? There's other companies starting to build more of these products. Is GM a risk? Is Ford a risk? You might laugh at that and say probably not, but it is a risk to consider. I had to show this really fast, guys. Again, 1,111 electric horsepower. All-wheel drive sedan can jump straight into hyperspace, including a 2.5-second burst to 60 miles per hour. Within a quarter mile, which takes less than 10 seconds in a driver-selected sprint mode, the AirDream Performance version is traveling above 144 miles per hour. Is such Star Wars force necessary? Not a bit, but power and performance remain bragging and selling points to people who plunk down six figures on a luxury car, right? Next, I'm going to show you a chart on TradingView, but before I do that, I need to announce that this video is sponsored by the Motley Fool. If you want to see the 10 best stocks to buy now, visit fool.com/Fired Up Wealth. So looking at this, guys, you can see it's come way down from the highs. It was actually up here at $65 back in February of 2021. It was $57 November, where most things kind of topped out. So we had this huge run up. It kind of crashed down, tried to run up again and kind of double test that area. It didn't quite get there, got to 57. And it's come down, you know, the low $13.25. Now this blue line here, you can see that it's making higher lows, which is a positive sign. I think it could easily grind to 25 plus, but it really is going to depend on earnings. If earnings are bad, this thing could crash. It could go back and retest 13.25. Heck, it could even go down to this S3, this support line, maybe around $12. That's very possible. Again, it's got a $30 billion market cap. It's very speculative. Earnings are on August 3rd. All right, the bull case. Why would you want to invest in a company like Lucid? The technicals actually look decent here. Of course, fundamentals are first, so earnings could make this pop or drop. It just depends on what they report. Huge potential here. This is a huge potential for long-term investors. The key here, long-term. This might take some time to play out. They have the longest range and fastest charging for any luxury vehicle currently on the market. Like mentioned earlier, strong demand and growing locations. Look at all the different locations these guys have. They continue to grow it out. I mean, I was shocked when I first looked at this. Scottsdale, Arizona, 2 different locations. Beverly Hills, California. Of course, this is going to be where the money's at because these are expensive. You got California, LA, all over California, different locations in California. They just opened one up here in Seattle area. They've also got Denver, Colorado, which makes sense. Here's Seattle, Washington. So they got 2 different Seattle, Washington. And down here, you can see more California locations coming soon, 2023. Another one, California. Northeast, so Boston, Massachusetts. You got New Jersey. You got New York, you got Manhattan. They're expanding all over the place. In the South, you got Florida, 3 different locations there. You got Texas, Houston, Texas. You got Virginia, Florida, Plano, Texas, Virginia. In the Midwest, you got Chicago, a couple different Illinois locations. You got a Michigan, you got Canada, Vancouver, and Toronto. We just had a Fired Up Wealth member. In fact, if you watched the Dutch Bros video that I did with Matt P from Fired Up Wealth, the community, he was just in Vancouver and saw this location here, but a couple different Canadian locations. Here's some more Canadian locations. Then you got Germany and Munich, and they're trying to expand more internationally. I personally was just shocked that they had this many locations already and the number of locations they're trying to build. Now, these next bullets are very key. The EU Council confirms ICE ban for cars and vans by 2035. That means more electric vehicles, more opportunity for companies like Lucid. California, and this is continuing to happen in the United States and different states. Each state is doing this state by state. California announced that it will phase out gasoline-powered cars by 2035. You might say, well, 2035 is a long ways away, Eric. Is it though? Think about it. And look at some of these other numbers. Move Ahead, Washington package is a bold new policy aimed at ending sales of new internal combustion engines, ICE vehicles, starting in 2030. That's only 7 years away. Massachusetts, they'll ban sales of internal combustion engines by 2035 is a commitment. This is a quote, is a commitment to which we are wedded. They're very committed to that. Also, New York, this is huge. They're required to have a detailed plan for zero emission vehicles by 2023. Now, Saudi Arabia, we talked about, this could be Lucid's savior, but is it a gamble? As an investor, do you want to put it all on the line? Because I really think that Saudi Arabia might be the key to their success. It could be a big factor whether or not they make it or not, to be quite honest with you. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, the final verdict. Do I think that Lucid stock is a buy now before earnings? I like to give you the pros and the cons, the bear case, the bull case, and let you as an investor make your own decision. I'm here to provide information. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to give you my opinion. I honestly think that this is a solid spec play. I would rate this as a hold. So it's something, if I already own it, I'd probably hold. If you don't own it, if you really like the company, you could maybe nibble a little bit before earnings, but I do think it is a risk. I think it's a spec stock. It'd be good in your spec basket. So on the channel, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Check out the other videos. We talk about how to manage risks investing in spec stocks so we don't put too many eggs in one basket. So maybe 1% of your portfolio goes into something like this and you buy, a fourth of it at a time. You buy lots, dollar cost average. So you could nibble before earnings. Maybe the thing pops, maybe it drops. You have an opportunity to add more. I do think that it's very expensive. It's a spec play. This is a story. So you have to believe in the story very long term. You have to be committed to hold the stock through ups and downs and turbulence long term and realize that you're either going to get a 10x or the stock could literally go to zero. So that's my take on it, guys. Lucid, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Appreciate your time and attention. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.